Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to start off by giving all praises and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect men, pushing this word in all truth and in sincerity, risking life and livelihood in so doing. All right. They know you. All right. They know who you brothers are. That's pushing this truth, you know, and they have all means of of playing with your life. Okay, remember we're still in this devil's kingdom. All right, we're still in this devil's kingdom, and you know, uh, there's many things that they can do to mess with your life. Okay. Um, like I got a letter from the government. All right. Now, but I got a letter, all right, from the state saying that my CDL, okay, was about to be was being canceled or terminated. All right. For something, something very simple. All right. And it's my belief, okay, that that they only came down so strict on me because they know who we are, they know who you are, they know who I am. All right, like I said, I got court cases that Salakia, that I can't get addressed, okay, haven't been addressed. I get to run around, okay, just like other brothers. All right, because uh you have to understand, okay, we are contrary, okay, to the wickedness that's going on in this country, right? In this queendom, all right, this plantation, all right, and shalom to the women and children who watch and learn from these videos, and that's going to be the topic of this video. See, I was just trying to build up around this brain emoji, all right, and when it comes to a brain, all right, um, your body actually has two brains, okay, yeah. You have your brain that's inside of your skull, and then you have a brain that's inside of your gut, your belly, okay, which is called your colon, okay. One processes information, the other uh, food, okay. And ultimately, that's what's going to get a lot of people caught up with this Motb, with the Motb, and yes, another video about the mark of the beast, which will be the RFID chip. All right. Um, you know, and bear with me because this is not this lesson. The lessons that I do, they're not written down. I don't got a bunch of scriptures piled up. Okay, which I could do lessons like that, but I like to go in the spirit. All right, and see where the spirit leads. All right. So anyway, they're now pushing the digital ID. All right. Uh, you won't be able to fly into Europe from America if you're not digitally updated. Okay. And that's the thing, man. They're going to be updating humans. That's their plan. Okay, of the technocrats. All right. You got the Republicans, you got the Democrats, and you got the technocrats. All right. So it's a new political okay, party. Okay, those Chaldeans have returned. All right, from old. So, um, the scriptures tell you, all right, that ultimately, you're going to have to deny the flesh, all right, because you're supposed to be walking in the spirit. Okay, you're supposed to be walking in the spirit. So, you know, you have a brain, okay, in your, in between your skull, and you have a brain in your gut. Okay, your brain. If you have information that you've gathered, okay, you've heard these Hebrew Israelite videos. You've heard us go into the mark of the beast and tell you about it, talk about it. Um, that's processed, and that goes into your mind. Okay, and so when the time comes for them to you know implement the mark of the beast, when they come to pushing it, all right, a lot of you, okay, even though you have the information on what the mark of the beast is, okay, uh, you are going to be subjected to your flesh, okay? You're going to be subjected to your flesh. Um, let me go into some scriptures real quick. See if something just popped into my mind. Come on, download. Let me see. This is what I was looking for. Okay. This is Romans 6 and 12. All right. It says, let not sin, okay, therefore reign in your mortal body, that ye should obey it in the lust thereof. And what's the lust thereof? Greed. Okay. The lust, okay, that are out there, okay, that are abundant in this world, okay. A lot of you have the love of this world, the love of things in this world, and we're men, okay. We're of the flesh, and that's the truth. But that's why it's important to keep it into your brain, beneath beneath your skull, inside of your skull, and your brain inside of your gut. Okay, they have to be both single, all right? Both eyes single, all right? Um, to see through the lust of this world, the cares of this world, and of this life, all right? A lot of you are consumed. A lot of us are consumed, all right, by the cares of this life. But, your brain should, and that's why it's important for these lessons to go out, so that you're able to see that, look, man, No matter how much propaganda that they're putting on the news, they can pop out a Cardi B. Look at Cardi. These people are deteriorating, man. These people are deteriorating. All right, look at mentally. All of these stars and entertainers, they're dropping dead. People are dropping dead. Okay, it's because this truth is now in the earth. So when this information goes into the brain between your ears, and you're steady feeding your body contrary to what's going into your head, then there is a conflict within yourself. Like me, I got a skeezer I've been dealing with for years, since I've been, man, you know what? I've actually been in the truth longer than I've been dealing with this skeezer. That's something else. Wow. Wow. But anyway, um, I know that she's a skeezer. I know, you know, uh, you know, how to deal and how to operate it. Now, if, I lose sight of that and, she skeezes me, all right, gets over on me or anything like that, well then, you know, uh, I didn't listen to things that I know, okay? It's like you telling someone, listen, you're not supposed to eat McDonald's because McDonald's and certain of these restaurants, they put chemicals or ingredients, drugs, whatever, so on and so forth, into these products. And this is what it does to the body. Okay? But see, a lot of these people, they don't listen. They're not going to listen. All right? They're not going to listen. And so what are they going to do? They're going to eat it anyway. And so their mind has processed it, that it was bad already. So now they've put it into their body. And now the colon is looking like, what the fuck is you doing? You already know that this shit ain't supposed to be here. So then the colon starts working to reject it. And that's the sin. That's sin of this world. Okay? That's rebellion. A lot of you have grown rebellious. A lot of you Jakes, Jakes right now, okay? This has got to be the most biggest generation of antichrist. What do they call these people? Um, People who say they don't believe in God. I forgot what they call those type of people. They're not called antichrist. They're called something else. Um, when they have no belief in a deity. Let me see if I can find out. Oh man, that's on Google. I got that right there. It's called anti something. But anyway, all right. It's not anti. It's called they are. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, the people who don't believe in God, and there's a lot of so-called Negroes, Jake of the Southern Kingdom, who have no real belief in the Most High, all right, or in a God, okay. They become Muslims or Hebrew Israelites because it's just something to do. A lot of these people were in a house for 2 and 3 years doing the vid, all right, 19 thing, right? And now now people are just not coming outside, and it's terrible, man. So if we're telling you Okay, that look, getting the Motb is bad, you know, and you see all the information, you see how they're moving, all right, with the digital ID, all of these countries who have accepted it, all right, and how it's and how they're running up to enforce it here in Babylon. And when that time comes, a lot of you are going to put away the fact that you heard us tell you that it was the RFID chip. You're going to fall for the propaganda. Okay, all of the perks. Okay, you're going to see uh, that your status, okay, with women or with men increases. It grows. Your sexiness, it grows. It increases by you having the Motb put into your body. So once upon a time, when you were beneath a entertainer or some of these now, okay, with this new thing that they're about to bring out, okay, you'll be neck and neck, eye to eye. You'll be able to deal directly, with your idols. Okay, these idols that they've created in a human form. Okay, and so a lot of people are going to willingly get chipped up. All right, and you're gonna have rappers get chipped up, get chipped up. We don't give a fuck. Get chipped up. And it's going to be a move. It's going to be a movement. It's going to be a trend. He ain't tripped up. He ain't shit, but he ain't tripped up. If he ain't tripped up, yeah. The way they've destroyed the black woman, man, is incredible. Oh my God. You know, and I would have never, coming from the 80s and 90s, I would have never thought that I would have, and seeing women from the 70s and 60s and 50s, I would have never thought I would seen a black woman become this low, man. Never. Just the hairstyles, and bitches don't even comb their hair. They just braid and they just dread their hair up, man. That women are dreading their hair, man. They become lazy. Don't cook. This place got to go, man. This place got to go, man. The women are crashing out. Little babies are crashing out. All right. 1 Corinthians 15:53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption. And we put on incorruption through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ and God. Okay. And some people, they can't do it because they're still like the IUIC. They still talk about the law. All right. It says, and this mortal must put on immortality. So you have to come to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Have to. You see, but a lot of you're gonna listen to your guts, listen to your stomach, listen to your flesh. Oh man, fuck it, man. I'm gonna get that chip, man, cause yeah, I ain't ate in a couple. I'm out here looking fucked up, or whatever. However the world views you, and you're going to be focused on the views of the world. Okay, we are in a lower state right now, man, in these bodies. That is the reality. We are in a low state. Okay? Feet be smelling, right? Nigga get musty, hair nappy, boogers in your nose, food stuck in between your teeth. We are in a lower state in these bodies, man. There's no way that you can improve these bodies. Okay? That's why the Lord is going to give us a new body. All right? 1 Corinthians 15 and 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And that's another prophecy that, okay, that we can't wait to see come to pass, man. Okay, getting those new bodies. Okay, but for now, we put on incorruption by what? By following Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, by being in Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, 2 Corinthians 4:11. For we which live, okay, are always delivered unto death for Yahweh Shai's sake. Okay, and we go through death, all the time, man. We suffer death all the time, man, in this world, because we are what? We are living sacrifices. We give up what's in this world, man. Not attached, not attached to the things that are in this world. Okay, having no attachment to them, because we knowing that we're going to have to depart from those things. All right, for Yahweh Shai's sake, that the life also of Yahweh Shai might be made manifest in our mortal flesh, right? And that's what we deliver. That's what we're bringing. That's what we're walking. Okay, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. That's what we teach. That's the doctrine that we bring. You know, the Lord said, roughly paraphrasing the scriptures, right? Shall I not? Shall I live by bread alone? Okay. Shall I not live by every word that is written? Roughly paraphrasing the scriptures. Okay. But see, Jake got a Jake. He want to stuff his mouth, man. He like to stuff his mouth and run his and then get diarrhea at the mouth. And that's not what, Yahweh Shai, teaches us, man. Okay, we live by what's written. Okay, we're going in the spirit. Okay, knowing that the law is good. Okay, but right here, right now, we can't keep the law, and Esau knows the law, so he's making it impossible to keep the law. Okay, but with all this wickedness and evil and uh, uh, backdooring and underhanded shit that's going on, you have men who are teaching and showing you, okay, the light, okay, of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, showing you the way. But again, a lot of you Jakes, you're gonna hear it with your mind, with your head above your, inside your skull, okay. But you're gonna end up taking the Motb, and you're gonna be screwed. You are going to be totally screwed. So like I said, I might do a part 2 on this. I just had to, you see it's 2:53. I woke up, okay, out of my sleep because yeah, man, hey, this information is coming fast. All right, every video, okay, may not be, you know, uh, something major, okay, but then again, this is major. All right, this is major because a lot of you are going to, for the love and the lust of this world. Let me see, what's that scripture? Let me see. All right, going back to the parable. All right, this is the parable of Yahushua teaching in parables. All right, and it says and when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. All right. Verse 7 says, this is Matthew 13, and it just started at 6, and this is 7. It says, and some fell among thorns, and the thorns sprung up and choked them. All right. And that's what's happened to a lot of our people. A lot of you have a lot of you have fallen, okay, have been planted by thorns, okay, and those thorns were able to choke you, okay, because you are not rooted. You are not rooted. And so, Esau is, again, using his media, knowing that you're not rooted, to do what? To choke your ass. To choke you. That's what he does. That's how he operates. And so, yeah, hey, that Motb is coming. All right, it's coming. A lot of you are going to take it because the way that it works with pairs with other technology. Okay, once they implement it, it's going to be automatically able to pair with other technology, and then it's small. Okay, lightweight. Can't nobody see it. Don't nobody know that you even have it on you. And you have that, okay, put into your brain. I don't know why Jake would do it. I said, oh man, if you was paralyzed and they said you could walk if you put this in your brain, you would do it too. Hey, I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't do it. Your gut is going to also tell you that, no, man, don't take it just to get something to eat, or take it for this benefit. That's going to be your gut talking. So anyway, Lord willing, you're edified. Till next time, Shalom.